Okay, let's try this the third time. Maybe somebody doesn't want me to let you know that the DEFCON system has been raised to a level 3. First time this has happened since 9/11. Or the Cold War, whichever you want to call it. Russia and the United States are playing their nuclear games again, and guess whose lives are in the balance? Ours. Now, Putin says he's not afraid to use nukes against us. Because what in effect we are doing, we are pushing them like they pushed us in Cuba. The Bosnia and the Baltic states and all that, that's right on Russia's border. Now, we just unloaded the Third Army out there in the Baltic states. And, let's see, Kosovo, or what is that? Oh, where the Black Sea is. We got naval war games going on. And Putin's done come out and said he's willing to use nukes if anything goes, if, we do anything. And, we're pushing their buttons. And their economy's in a downfall because of the oil glut. So, yeah, I wouldn't put it past Putin to, even a limited, let's say limited nuclear strike on us. Would our economy, we're $18 trillion in debt. If he turned out the lights, we'd have teenagers committing suicide because their cell phones couldn't work. So, as heavily dependent as the United States is on technology, Russia's got plenty of weapons. They could launch from off our coast, 50 miles off the coast, straight up in the air, and knock out the entire west coast and east coast, and all the Gulf cities, because most all the cities are within EMP range of the ocean, except for maybe Chicago. Oh boy, whoop-de-doo, Chicago, they're going to save the day. People in Wyoming and stuff like that may not get hit as hard, but we have no manufacturing infrastructure there. And the cities down here, all the food states like Iowa and stuff, without transportation, how are we going to get the food to the city? So, yeah, the United States, as we know it, would not survive a EMP attack even from off our coast. So, anyway, mainstream media, they didn't report that Third Army being shoved into the Baltic states. They're not reporting all the armor and drones and everything we're shipping over there to Kosovo. And oh gosh, I got to get my map out. There's so many countries over there. The Ukraine. That's just like Russia coming over here to Venezuela, which they are now, because they're doing war games in Venezuela because we're doing stuff for them, tit for tat. The United States needs to let Europe handle their own, that's Europe's problem. Why do you think they had a European Union? Why are we even, I could see us saying, well, we got a little token force, we'll share some of our spy satellite stuff, but, as far as any armies and mechanized stuff, Europeans are going to have to handle this. Germany's one country now, and they almost took over all of Europe back in World War II. You telling me they can't even defend themselves now? So, the best thing the United States could do right now is mind their own business. But we're not going to do that. We've got the military-industrial complex that is, that's such a fiasco. It's not even fun. Don't even get me started on there. I'll be on this video for 2 or 3 hours explaining the military-industrial complex. But if I can keep my computer working for another few days, it's getting old. I'm going to do a few updates, reminder videos on how to do Faraday cages. Real cheap. Don't go out and get spend $1 million. As far as fallout goes, if you survive the blast, look up in the sky and see which way the cloud's going. If it's headed toward you, leave. Or unless you have one of those deep underground shelters that the rich folk have, then you can stay down there for 3 or 4 weeks till the radiation dissipates. Actually, it's supposed to be 2 weeks. You're supposed to stay as shielded as possible, and the gamma radiation dissipates after 2 weeks. That was the old civil defense scenario. I would double that if I had an underground shelter and I was all stocked up. I'd just stay down there for 3 or 4 weeks before I stuck my head out. But I don't have one. Never could afford that stuff like that. But you can, for people like me, a central room in the house. You put as much material between you and the radiation source as possible. And that's the best you can do. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. You're going to be pushing up daisies, which I'll probably be doing anyway. So I really feel sorry for all y'all young folks out there, because our constitutional republic is over with. You'll never get it back again. I don't know. Maybe the collapse would get it back. We could restore the republic. Who knows? I don't know. We'll find out. Oh, by the way, does anybody notice that all this is happening right during the blood moons and the Shemitah and the Jubilee year, and all this is coming together at the exact same time? What a